This is Democracy Now!, democracynow.org, The War and Peace Report. I'm Amy Goodman with Juan Gonzalez. It's 2024. As we move into this election year, we look now at how the powerful lobby group, AIPAC, the American Israel Public Affairs Committee, is set to spend more than $100 million against progressive Congress members critical of Israeli human rights violations in Palestine. The goal is to remove members of the squad from Congress this year, including Congress members Cori Bush, Ilhan Omar, Jamal Bowman, Summer Lee, and the only Palestinian-American member of Congress, Rashida Tlaib. This comes as a Data for Progress poll found two-thirds of U.S. voters support a ceasefire in Gaza, including 80% of Democrats. For more, we're joined by Ryan Grim, D.C. bureau chief of The Intercept. His book is just out. It's titled The Squad, AOC and the Hope of a Political Revolution. Ryan, why don't you lay out your revelations in this book? And perhaps you can start with AOC and what happened when she was elected. I want to play for you a clip. You write in your book about how a representative of AIPAC approached Democratic Congressmember Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez's team with an offer of $100,000 in July of 2018 to, quote, start the conversation about her views on Israel. And I'm wondering if you can talk about what most shocked you in the research for your book, The Squad.
I think it was the sheer amount of money that was involved and just how dominant it's been, because we can say the numbers over and over again, 30 million, 40 million, $100 million. But what doesn't quite come through is how that influences not just the races where money is spent, but also where it's not spent. And so I heard of so many different conversations that would be held among, consultants and campaigns that were worried that AIPAC or DMFI was going to start spending millions of dollars in their race. And they would meet, they'd have a conference call, and they'd figure out, okay, how do we stave this off? And so this is without AIPAC even spending a dime. And they would say, well, let's, the easiest thing we can do is let's just post, I stand with Israel. And some candidates would just do that. And then others would reach out to DMFI. John Fetterman, his campaign did this. Others did it as well. And say, what do we need to do? Like, what kind of policy positions do we need to publicly have so that you're going to stay out of this race? Not that you're going to fund us, but that you're not going to fund our opponents. And that really, to a shocking degree, constrained, what Democratic candidates were willing to say when it came to criticizing Israel.